Hi everyone, welcome to your reading. Today's topic is urgent messages of good luck, confirmation, and clarity coming for you now. As I was shuffling, I had this idea that maybe this is needed. We need some reassurance as a collective at this time for the things we're working on that may have been frustrating lately. And as I was shuffling out your groups for the pile for the reading today, I had the Nine of Swords jump out, and I took note of that as the general feelings coming through from the collective of some anxiety, fear, frustration, and just overall worry. We are needing some confirmation, so I want to bring that to you guys today, some strong clarity, and as well as I feel like there is good luck. I woke up today and I thought it felt like a lucky Tuesday. I don't know, but I feel like Tuesdays are actually not supposed to be lucky. Maybe I have that wrong, but anyway, this is the plan for today's reading. We will start, as always, with the energy check to get an idea of what you may have been experiencing as of late that is causing these feelings to come up. And you can identify if this is the right pile for you through that. And then we'll move along. I wrote down a couple questions to kind of guide us generally, but we'll see where things go. So I wrote down, you are on the right path, just to kind of confirm what you have been doing. And then we're going to go to what is coming for you now because of how you've been set up by past experience. And then we're going to look at what specific signs are coming about in your life that you can receive communication and confirmation from. Finally, as always, we end with the final guidance oracle card, which will be from the Practice You deck, which is provides exercises and things like that to kind of deal with perhaps what comes up. So that is the plan. Let's go ahead and jump to choosing your piles. There will be 3 groups for today's reading. Okay, so here are the 3 piles for today's reading. We have pile number 1, your crystal is the fish. Your card is the Ace of Pentacles. Pile number 2, your crystal is the turtle. And your card is the World. Pile number 3, your crystal is the Wolf. And your card is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so take as much time as you need to choose your pile or piles, and whenever you're ready, you can head to the description and you will find the timestamp that will take you directly to your reading, and I will meet you there. Hi, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You are the Ace of Pentacles, and we are going to go ahead and shuffle out some cards for the first part of your reading, which will be an energy check to see about what you may have been going through lately that is causing you to need some reassurance. So let's see. I'm going to keep shuffling here. Let's pull out one card from this deck for pile number 1. Energy check for what has been going on lately, as well as this deck. And we'll do all of our shuffling now for the most part so we can get rolling with the reading. Pile number 1, energy check. I'm going to shuffle out the tarot as well, about 4 or 5 tarot cards here for pile 1. Let's see, and their energy check for what has been going on as of late. Okay, perfect. So your cards, we have last quarter moon in Libra with make time for self-love. We have despondence. And we have possibility with raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. I'm noticing all the purple coming through. I'm noticing the purple on the wings as well. And it feels like what makes you able to take off and soar is, of course, what you're made of. What you specifically are bringing to the table and offering with the Ace of Pentacles is what gives you the wings to soar. We have the King of Cups, and I feel like this is what you're offering. I feel like that is the energy you were coming through with, as well as the King of Wands. Wow. And the King of Pentacles. You're kidding me. 5 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. My goodness. You guys are really strong in this. You're really strong. inherently, like that's who you are. It's built into who you are. But we see with despondence, I feel like there is some like irritation or distraction going on, or a need to raise your standards, and you're not able to soar at this time with the limitations to what you are surrounded with, and it feels like you're like tied down in some aspect, whether it is self-doubt, we have self-love coming through, or it is like physical limitations you were noticing. We have like the Five of Wands and the Four of Cups. It feels like maybe you just are focusing on the lack, you're focusing on the competition, how you will get there every step of the way, rather than we're at the Ace of Pentacles. We have something on the horizon, and to focus on this step. And it's interesting how this row ends with all the way to the King of Pentacles. It takes us through the entire story of the Pentacle suit, starting with Ace all the way to King. So I feel like you have something on your hands, or that is soon to be revealed, that is going to take you very far, and you have the tools already to take you there, to soar, to fly. It is just about the recognition, or about removing some kind of obstacle, and it looks like maybe it will be removed, or at least we will start to move toward feeling less competition, and maybe something is going to come in. But I see here with the Four of Cups that maybe it will still take time to like process that and understand that this is your opportunity. Like it might, I wanted to say with this reading topic in general, that there is an idea of like bad luck, good luck being disguised as bad luck. So something coming in that you think is bad, we see that with the Four of Cups, but it really could be the thing that is putting you on the right path. There's a lot about finding a path with the possibility card, with the wings and the unicorn. And the King of Wands specifically does feel like seeking out the next phase. And it will take some self-love to recognize that what has seemingly failed or gone wrong was actually meant to happen, was supportive and not a blockage. It's the opposite with the Four of Cups. It is coming to help you, to put you on the right path, to push you toward that. I see this card coming off the top of the deck, and we do have space, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that space as well. We have the Devil. Yeah, it does feel like you are tempted by something going wrong, or something not looking. It's really not necessarily something going wrong. That's not the right way to say it. It's just whatever comes into your situation or in your story, you feel like it isn't right, but that doesn't mean it isn't. We see that with the Devil. It feels like it will take a strong, like a keen eye to be able to recognize. You're going to have to be like in the right place at the right time to be able to connect the dots and have this information. It needs to be supported by other things kind of being set up for the information to come to you, and not just for it to come to you, but for the way you view it to transform into something good, into something promising, into a possibility. Definitely. So let's go ahead and jump right into some more tarot so we can find out about what has been going on for you guys and how it's going to change for the better, the good luck that's coming for you, as well as confirmation for what you have been through recently and where you are going. So let's see. Pile 1 is on the right path at this time. Can we recognize what brought them there? Perhaps why things happened the way they did, or the way they are, or the way they will? We're just going to bring out a ton of tarot. Okay, perfect. So pile 1 is on the right path. Can we confirm why? We have the Four of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Five of Cups. We're gonna stop there. Okay. The first thing I have to say is I have the High Priestess coming in line with what we talked about, with something that is actually good for you being disguised something good for you being disguised as bad for you, or that's how you view it. And I have the High Priestess coming in line with those ideas with the tarot beneath. So it feels like this is divinely supported, as well as it will take the vision to come into line with the High Priestess. She knows the secret, the truth behind it all, but it does take the ability to pull back that curtain and have it revealed to you. The timing needs to be right. But how have they been on the right path? I feel like you have been taking time for self-love. I do feel like that is coming through. I feel like that could be newer for you. Like, you have been prioritizing that, and it could be going against the grain of kind of what you have done typically, and you feel like this could be unproductive, but it does feel like it is recharging you for those next phases. It is preparing you to be able to perceive and experience the times when it is go time or action time from a different light, from the right one. Rather than if you had like pushed through and not prioritized rest, I feel like you could be unclear in your thinking when it is time to make decisions or time to take action. I think you're preparing too. With the Three of Wands, we have overall energy of preparation. I feel like you've been supported. This whole message is how have you been on the right path to this point. And the Four of Pentacles feels like you have been supported in getting here, and I feel like you have been like preparing without knowing what you were preparing for. I feel like you have this sense of like possibility and high expectation out there. You have a sense of unlimited potential within you. If you really are honest with yourself, you would say that you really feel like you are destined and you desire great abundance and great success as well. You feel like that is in you, but I think on your path so far, you have not been presented with the opportunity to step into that. It is a vision at this point. And it's also an idea of you doing things right to this point by, I feel like you've been saving for something. You've known you're saving for a reason, whether it is your energy you're conserving, whether it is financial resources, like cutting back on like socialization to like preserve your energy in that way, because you're going to like be going on tour and like surrounded by, I don't know what it is, but you've been like doing something to prepare without necessarily knowing how it's going to help you. It's just been what you felt called to do, and it's been a great decision, a great path to go on with the Nine of Pentacles, taking you toward the ability to use that and to, it will benefit you finally. It will come around to, you will be able to take the fruits that you have been growing in these past years, like your whole life really. The Five of Cups. I want to know, my next question is what is coming for you now? I want to know what this is going to look like with the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups, which both kind of just feel like dissatisfaction or otherwise not seeing a solution, not seeing clearly at that time. So let's see what is coming for you that is going to perhaps look this way, look deceiving in how it shows up, and look like maybe not what you thought you had been manifesting or working toward. Let's see what is coming for you now, and how is this going to turn around. The Judgment card, wow. It's exactly the energy, and Eight of Cups is exactly the turnaround. These two together, that is incredible. The Judgment card is like your moment. I want to say your moment to shine, your moment for things to turn around, to shift gears. You are aligned for the next phase, to level up, to go on a new journey, perhaps to get the idea that is going to take you far. You have demonstrated a lot of self-love at this point, so you are being recognized and in response given that next opportunity. Or in this case, it looks like some like freedom. We talked about maybe you felt tied down by physical things, like being stuck in a location, being stuck with people. This is the freedom coming through to move along. What is coming for you is the freedom to move along. And it could just be ability to look past negative thinking or get creative with how you view what is there for you and how you can use it. What is coming for pile number 1? What is happening as a result of this judgment and of moving along here? Wow, the Ace of Pentacles again. Oh my gosh, guys. You have that twice. So what is coming from you moving along? I said it's a new idea. Perhaps what moves you is a new insight, download, something that you did not expect with the High Priestess. The Tower. And the Hermit. I feel like with it, we talked, oh my gosh, that's wild. We talked about like being tied down by things, and I feel like this new opportunity, whether or not you had left, you had embarked on a journey to go find it, when it comes to you on your path, whether or not you had already started a journey, I feel like regardless, at the time that you are getting a new idea is also the time that things are being released from your life. It is like give and take. Like we need to create room for this big thing to come in, this big relief, this big transformation, shift into like a new reality. That's really kind of what I feel. I don't even know that this is like essentially like a business idea or like a money opportunity. It very well could be. We saw the 9 of Pentacles, we saw Ace to King. I think you're set in finances, but I feel like the overall moment here is the shift in energy, the shift into like a new timeline. With the Tower moment, I think things that are not meant to be there any longer will come down at this point. And I say that because we follow that with the Hermit. So it's almost like you were left with less than what you had. But that is also in line with the 4 and the 5 of Cups. So we know that that is a trick. We know that that is not reality. We know that the lack that you potentially could feel, I don't even know that you would feel lack. I think that you would be accepting of what is taken away, knowing that it was meant to, and knowing that it will be replaced with things that are better for you. But if you are feeling some type of way about it, we do know with the 4 and 5 of Pentacles that it's an illusion. It is the perception brought on by the freshness of it, the newness of it, that brings the pain. But in reality, the situation is not one that you are unhappy about, upset about inherently on your path. It is supportive. Can we look for specific signs that pile 1 can look for to know that they are supported in this time, to know that they are at the right path, to know that everything is going to be okay, and reassurance here? What can they expect for communication from their spirit guides? Wow, and we have the 9 of Swords come out, which I had mentioned was inspiration here. We have the Temperance, 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. So how you can expect communication from your spiritual team, from guiding forces, and how you can tell that you're on the right path. I feel like, I want to say initially, like you could be getting ideas in your dreams as well. You could be getting visions there, or like specific phrases being said in your dreams that you then like wake up and you're like, what was that? I remember hearing that, and it sticks with you. I feel like that is one way that you could get messages to navigate by. Otherwise, it almost feels like when things are really starting to feel tough is when that next possibility is right around the corner, when that judgment call is right around the corner. I feel like this is almost like a general message of it really, really coming soon for you guys now, because we have like the 4 and the 9 of Swords, making me think of like, we talked about you being in a state of rest. when it is near, when it is coming for you, when you are ready for it to come to you, you will have been in a restful state and prioritizing building up your energy and conserving energy. And then we see like almost kind of like not restful, like this is anxiety, this is worry and fear, but we do see like the bed, like the aloneness kind of coming in. So it does feel like on one hand, you're able to practice rest and kind of detachment from your fears and worries, but on the other hand, you do find it getting to you. So all of that to say, I feel like when things are really getting tough and like you feel like you're really getting to a breaking point is almost when things are going to break and shift in your favor with the Temperance card and balance out. And I don't even know that, I think that initially the balance will be, it will just feel stable and that will be what you need. I think rather than having it immediately shift into movement forward, we're starting a project, we're getting a lot of abundance, like things like that. I feel like it is initially showing up as a time to just regroup again and do that whole rest period, but better this time. I see that with the Seven of Pentacles, which just feels like kind of being in an everyday routine of taking care of something, of building something, of growing it. And so I think that this is a blessing in disguise almost. You might feel like you want more action, you might feel like you want more movement, but you will come to appreciate a time of just kind of regroup. And then we see the possibilities start coming in. We see the ideas start coming in with the Seven of Cups. And there's really no rush to this situation, which I think is really cool. If you've been worried about like timeline, it doesn't really feel like there is a rush. It feels like you're not being called to like necessarily take action. You're being called to follow how you feel with self-love coming through, and it will take you to where you need to be. It will take you to the ideas that will benefit and serve you. So let's see a final message of confirmation clarity for pile 1. We have the Four of Cups. You see here, yeah, we have the Four of Cups again. Man. I mean, despondence coming through, and we have this continued repeated message of like not seeing the outcome of dissatisfaction. Let me think about what else this could be for outcome wise. Let me see about taking this card off the top. And it's the Five of Cups again, guys. Oh my gosh. What? This is wild. I almost want to pull your guidance card. I want to see if that will address this. I have a feeling it might. Let's see. Who listens most attentively to you? And to whom will you listen more attentively? Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for hearing me. True. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing. But for you guys, you might not even have the idea for what you want. I feel like there is going to come a time where you, out of the blue, get something to work on next. Ace, get a new idea, a new start, a new beginning. And it's almost like when you call for it, it's the decision that is needed. Seven of Cups is a lot going on. We need to almost pick one or two or a couple out of all these options. So I feel like as soon as you are clear on your idea, as soon as you call for it, it's almost guaranteed the track of start to complete and to complete fruition, to full cycle completed with it, to really getting the most out of it that you possibly can in terms of abundance and growth and lessons and learning and taking that with you. So it's almost like ask and you shall receive. And that's pretty, yeah, lots of possibilities with that. Ask and you shall receive. Get clear on what you would like. Ask and you shall receive, pile 1. So I hope you enjoyed these messages. Please take some time to like the video, comment that you came from pile number 1, as well as subscribe to the channel. All of those things are so helpful to me, and I really appreciate it if you take the time to do that. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do have that linked in the description of this video. It is through Etsy, and I do a written response if you prefer it that way. Yeah, so please take the time to check me out. But with all of that being said, pile 1, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in this time, and I will see you in your next reading. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's go ahead and get right into your energy check, shuffling out some oracle cards for pile 2. How have they been feeling lately? What is bringing about the energies of really needing some confirmation and clarity at this time, perhaps feeling frustrated lately? Let's see, pile 2's energy. What do we have going on? All right, just a couple more cards and we will get rolling with the messages. So pile 2. And some tarot. Let's see. Energy check for pile number 2. Here we go. All right. So your messages start with delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. Oh wow, we have despondence and self-worth. It's really interesting how that came out. Pile 1 had this despondence card and very similar card to self-worth, except it was self-love. So seemingly tying into pile 1 at this point, if you were called there. First quarter moon and Capricorn with unleash your kindest self. Let's go ahead and reveal the tarot. And wow, the Emperor, the Magician, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Wow, very strong energies for pile number 1 as well. A lot of major arcana as well as King and Queen cards coming through. So yeah, let's see here. So what you have been feeling lately. Unleash your kindest self. I feel like you've been trying, like, okay, with the Emperor coming through, I feel like you've been trying to strategize, you've been trying to mix, you've been trying to put on a pedestal your self-worth, your delight, like the energy that you bring to what you do. You've been trying to focus on that and adjust that here to make whatever you're doing successful. That has been a strategy as of late. Unleash your kindest self. It's almost like you have been strategizing very hard, and as soon as you discover like a specific idea or make a connection is when everything starts moving with the Knight of Swords and rushing into you, and you are rushing toward your goal, your destination as well. So I feel like you've really been focusing on how can I unlock that specific energy that I need to bring to the table in order for it to take off. The Magician feels like you're doing that with the Magician. You are finding the answer, you're finding the key and the solution. And as soon as things shift in that way is when things start rushing in. And then we have the Queen of Swords and Wands as how you arrive to your destination. How comfortable you are once you get there, the power that you hold once you get there is very strong and admirable. You bring elements to the table. This is what it is. Wow. I feel like, okay. So let me just backtrack here. So unleash your kindest self is making me think that like you've been trying to put on the persona that you think is what is needed. But as soon as you put less pressure on that and you allow yourself to be more authentic and just flow with how you normally would, I feel like that is the power that you're unlocking. The Magician is like, the power is you, yourself, and what you naturally are like. And so despondence is kind of more not necessarily defined by the word itself, but like the card is bringing me the energy of like this is more so what you naturally navigate toward, which could be more like introverted, introspective, less like you've never considered yourself like bubbly or like super outgoing, or you've kind of like come to a more like mellow vibe and state naturally. And it's tying in with the Queen of Swords. It feels like she would put on like a poker face, like she knows what is next, she knows how to handle a situation, but she perhaps like is very strong at not showing how she's affected and not showing her next moves. And like you are admired for your natural state of like moving forward without fear of judgment, without considering influence from another. Once you get your idea, once you are on a path, that is what you're going to do. And I feel like you cannot be influenced once you are on that path to the world, to a new thing. I feel like you are pretty set on that, and the way you go about it is perhaps like off-putting to others, I want to say, but it is what brings you the power. And so then we come to self-worth and Queen of Wands. They're giving me the same energy. We see like the similar colors coming through, and so you have both elements, but I feel like being more bold, being more like on, I want to say, is not necessarily what you naturally come to, but it is an energy that you're able to tap into. So it's not that you've been doing things completely wrong the way you've been going about it, but just that we're looking for a balance between staying true to yourself, finding out how to unleash your kindest, or rather your most authentic self, the one that wants to come to the surface, but recognizing with the Emperor, with the strategy, that there is still a need to like, I don't know, like basic elements of like customer service, like staying true to yourself, but also following the basic outline of what you know is proven to be true about how to engage and connect and assert dominance, like things like that. Like, you know, just because I don't prefer small talk doesn't mean that I can completely avoid that when my job is to like go meet clients, and you know what I mean? So it's like you're finding a way to be true to yourself, but also honoring the basic kind of elements and needs and requirements of what you're trying to do. But I don't think that it necessarily needs all that much more attention from that side of you that you're kind of having to pull out of you to be successful. I think the thing that will carry you through is you naturally, with the Magician, the power you have and the specific tools you have to work with, and really honoring those and bringing them to the surface is what will take you far. Okay, so let's go ahead and move along with your messages. We're going to get into more tarot, and we're going to find out. My first question for this situation is, it says you are on the right path. So I want to know, like, yeah, can we just confirm that things have been okay, that you are on the right path at this time? That's really all it is. So pulling out a few tarot at this time. Let's see. Any other immediate messages? Okay. All right. Let's see. The Page of Cups, Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, as well as the Chariot. Okay, so pile 2 has been on the right path. What has led them here? What is this situation? Let's see. I feel like you've been on the right path through how you have approached others for connection. I feel like you have recognized, definitely with Three of Pentacles, with all of this here, these 4 cards, it's like you have recognized a way to strategize, once again, is like marketing, networking, that kind of thing, or even just like inserting yourself into a community by just being present there, by being active in it, being an active participant in order to learn. That is a huge offering to yourself that you have given yourself on this path with the Page of Cups, is having put yourself in the right situations to be able to learn. Like the world, you put yourself in the specific worlds that you would like to be a part of. Three of Pentacles, you could have been working with others directly and learning through them in a mentorship position. And all of this has been very divinely supported to, yeah, it is like destined. It feels like with the Lovers and the Chariot coming through, it feels like you have arrived at the place you were meant to through destiny. The world is really giving me that idea too, like you were at the right place at the right time. You have been on the right path. That was the prompt for this spread. You've been doing things right. It's really the most basic aspect of it, of like, you're in the right spot. You're close to the target. You've been meeting the people that will be helpful to you. Let's move along here. What might this look like that pile 2 has been doing? Can we get more details to confirm for them? We have the 4 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Cups, wow, the 4 of Wands. I'm gonna stop. I see optimism through your everyday, through the turning world, through things happening for other people, through their own victories. I feel you celebrating with them. And the Knight of Wands is giving me an idea of maybe things aren't moving for you. Maybe you are, again, observing in this community, in this location that you have put yourself in, around these people that you surround yourself by. You're observing the movement, the outcomes, the possibilities within that. And that is sparking inspiration with the Knight of Wands. It's not necessarily happening to you, but just seeing it happen for others is confirmation that it can happen for you. You're attracted to that outcome at this time. You are close to it. You are near it. And I feel it's going to bleed into you as well. Like energies attracting one another. And we see that you're going to get some kind of influence, some kind of inspiration. And your optimism, your support, your delight, definitely with like life in general, unleash your kind of self. That's what it is be really kind to the people that you would like to have that outcome for yourself too. That is your power at this time. That is your magician power, is putting in positive energy to the things that you would like, even though they are not directly happening to you yet. Your optimism is bringing you the world. Your optimism is your superpower at this time. Wow. That's amazing. So let's go ahead and move along to what is coming for pile 2 because of this. We have the 5 of Pentacles, we have Knight of Cups, and surrounded by the 5 of Wands. I see the offerings coming through you and persisting because of how you use your optimism. I see offerings persisting through negativity, through lack, through stress, through fear. I see the offering and from the heart space with the Knight of Cups coming through and persisting with on either side, surrounded by negativity. You're choosing to see the positivity, and again, positive energy coming from you attracts that positive energy, persevering through the negative, through the fighting, through the lack. The Knight of Cups will come to you and give you something that will be emotionally fulfilling and make your heart feel happy. And it is so deserved, because it's going to be the world. It's going to be a never-ending cycle, influx of new positivity and things to be happy and optimistic about. Once you start that journey, the abundance coming through with how much you feel there is to be grateful for increases dramatically, because partly the things that you accept into your life will increase in how impressive they are, how perfect they are for you at the time you need them, how tailored they are to what you would ask for. They will come in that way, but they will also increase because your general gratitude will increase. And so things that had always been there will become so much more significant, and you will be so much more grateful for a million more things. And the world, it just feels like a never-ending cycle, but upward. And each cycle around, you increase, and therefore the things you increase, the things you attract increase in how abundant they are, how bountiful, perfect, destined, and fated they are for you. Wow. I feel like that's all we need to know for what is coming for you. That is beautiful. Keep being you, keep being yourself, and these things will find you. So let's move along to the final question, which is, what are some specific signs for you to look for to let you know that things are happening for you, things are moving? What can pile to look out for in this time? Final messages before the Oracle guidance card. We'll go through here quick. Wow, we have the Sun card. Beautiful. The card of optimism. That is what I'm describing as you. And the child coming through lets me know that this is like who you are. That is such a cool thing. It's who you are. It's who you have been. The 8 of Wands. A lot more happiness rushing in to where you feel like it can't even be true. You can't even believe that all of these kind, beautiful, delightful things are coming in so quickly. And that is a sign for you in itself, the increase, the uptick in things coming for you. Strength card, 2 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Wow. I was going to say, I feel like when you finally recognize your worth in this is when you have something to work with that is concrete and that can bring you actual, stable, financial, physical success and abundance in the King of Pentacles. So your sign that you are very close to really good luck coming in to put you on a very lucky path, even more lucky than how you have been so far, is you finally really, really recognizing the self-worth. Wow. The self-worth with the Strength card is really what is going to bring you into even greater cycles. And again, that spiral upward we see with the wand. It's repeated, but you're also moving upward. It's an illusion. You feel like you're waking up and it's the same thing all the time, but you have to know that you were also moving in an upward direction at the time that you were cycling. Wow, we have the Judgment card. This is so interesting. You guys are strongly tied to pile 1. I really mean that truly with this Judgment and Ace of Pentacles, right? After each other, they had the Ace of Pentacles come out 2 times. Just if you felt drawn to that, I really would watch that. There's a lot connecting pile 1 and 2 here. So, specific signs for you to look for. Judgment. I feel you might be given an opportunity that feels above what you're capable of. Look at the self-worth between that I just moved though. Between something that seems like a bigger challenge and taking it, accepting that offer, is you having the self-worth that we talked about you would find. And that would be a sign that you're really ready to kick off with the 2 of Pentacles. And we see that this will take you somewhere very promising to financial success. So whenever your energy rises and elevates, the more powerful it becomes. I feel like the more powerful a situation that can come into hand will be. And it will be a test of, do you really... How far have you really come? How much strength have you really developed and self-worth have you really developed? When this thing presents itself to you, if you feel doubt or if you feel excitement that you can do it. And I see that if you do take the path of optimism, like you are so good at, like we've seen as your superpower in this reading, that we will see the Ace of Pentacles travel to the King of Pentacles. And I will say that there was a message of Ace to King in pile 1 as well. So that does feel very faded, is success because of who you are, because of your personality, because of your temperament, because of what is attracted to you from your specific optimistic, happy, exciting vibrations that you bring forth in everything you do, how you handle people, how you show up in communities. Continue doing that, pile 2. You're doing an amazing job, and you are set up for success in this lifetime because your superpower is just exactly who you are as you are right now. So let's go ahead and pull out your final guidance card. It says, these are the blessings that are touching me today. So take some time to think about that. Think about what you would love as a blessing, and I think you have strong power to attract that right to you at this time. So get clear, get excited. The world is so abundant for you at this time, and the possibilities are endless. So best of luck to you guys, pile 2. If you enjoyed your reading, please take some time to like the video, comment that you came from pile 2, as well as subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you take the time to do all of those things. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do have those through my Etsy. They are written response readings, and you can find the link for that in the description of this video. But with all of that being said, pile 2, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in this situation, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, pile 3. Let's get going right away with your energy check for what you have been feeling as of lately. So we are shuffling out oracle cards. Let's see for pile 3 what they need to know at this time. I am going to take this one. Let's see, pile 3. I'm going to take that one as well. And final oracle deck, and then we'll shuffle out a few tarot so we can get going. Pile 3, messages for their energy check. What has been going on lately? I'm going to take those. Perfect. All right, let's reveal your messages. So your first message is, wow, guys, that is really interesting. I don't know if you saw that card that flipped over, but it was intuition. So that is strong. We have this from the other deck, that is a card flipped over that said intuition. Maybe it was instinct. Here it is. Yeah, I'm going to keep that too. Interesting. So this says, listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. Trust your instinct no matter what. Wow, the wolf, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm like slow to making these connections. We have the wolf showing up twice. Instinct is strong. Your wisdom is strong. Trust is strong. The universe, all of the things that tie into intuition. Intuition equals 3 parts: instinct, wisdom, and trust. Really, truly, I think I just defined that. Wow, interesting. 6 of Swords. Knight of Swords. Page of Cups. And the 2 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you have been following the right path. You've been following your instinct. You've been making moves that you don't necessarily know where it's going to lead you. You don't necessarily know if it's the right one. You have really no way other than instinct, than feeling, than wisdom, than your lived experience and your experience with trusting the universe and seeing how that serves you to guide you on making these decisions, to move to different paths, to remove yourself from situations, to try something new. That's what I see with the 6 of Swords. And then I feel like your moves are supported with the Knight of Swords. I feel that the movement is fast once you follow the correct path. Once you find yourself there, the movement then is quick for other things to come in to align you with that next step. That's kind of what it is. Like, if you are looking for a way to know whether the step you have taken is right, whether you followed your wisdom and intuition correctly and instinct correctly, I feel that once you move into a new place, I don't think it would ever be just kind of like still, like nothing happening. I feel constant movement with the Two of Pentacles. I see constant manipulation of your energy, of what is available to you. And if you are somewhere that feels kind of like dry or lacking inspiration, lacking insight, lacking feeling, that has been your key to know, your instinct to know that that is not the right path for you. But when you arrive somewhere that you then notice things falling into place, that is your confirmation that that was the move to make. The Page of Cups, decisions you make from an emotional space, from your really only influenced by that intuition, by that feeling, by trusting that. Trust your intuition no matter what is what that says. Page of Cups, when you do that, regardless of whether you see outcome, that is when you will receive the right outcome. If you ever feel like you can clearly see what will happen if you put yourself somewhere, I almost feel like that is your sign not to do that. Like, you're almost attracted to the things that you really are unsure how it will go once you accept it or start it. That is like what you are drawn to in this lifetime. Generally, you're drawn to a lot of practice with trust and intuition, and there's a lot of perspective on you at this time, and you are trusted as well with your ability to handle it, to make decisions. Even if you feel like you don't make a right decision per se, the stakes are low because we know that there is wisdom in everything. There is benefit in everything. There is, with repetition comes expertise, comes perfection. So with repetition of finding yourself in a place that is not serving you, comes the time where you will never do that again. It is like necessary lessons to learn. Your eyes will be open to these things very soon here. So let's go ahead and move along. If you feel like this is resonating, we're going to jump into the bulk of your messages for today. So we're going to start with my first prompt, which was speaking of you are on the right path. So let's see, we kind of covered that for the most part. Let's see what else there is. Wow, the Moon card, Ace of Cups. What else has been on pile 3's path that was meant to be there? What else did they do right? How did they get to where they are now, to a point where good luck is coming in, a lot of clarity is coming in? Any other messages from this deck? Okay. Wow, Judgment. All 3 piles had that Judgment card. 9 of Swords. Strength. Queen of Swords. Wow, it's very similar to pile 2 now. I'm feeling that. Wow. 4 of Pentacles and the Chariot. Of course in different orders, but a lot of these cards in the spread right here came out for pile 2 and were very significant. So let's focus on you guys for pile 3. How have they been on the right path? You may have been called to more challenges than like the typical person, I want to say, or at least that's how you perceive it. You feel like a lone wolf. You feel like you've been isolated or like picked on for what you have been dealt in life, the challenges you have faced, the resources you have been given to work with. You felt, or at least you felt like your path is like a solo one for the most part. Your focus has been inward for sure, with all this intuition coming through and things like that, the wisdom. A lot of your focus for sure has been inward to be able to develop these skills. You felt like a lone wolf in the pack, definitely, but I think that that is your strength. We see the animal here too, with amongst a like person that doesn't quite look like them, but yet we see them still vibing and they get along just fine, they work together. So that is not a limitation for you. It could have felt like a limitation, the things you have been through, the way you felt like it isolated you, but it is in no way a limitation. It is your superpower. Your intuition, your wisdom, your trust has been your superpower. The Queen of Swords, you have been able to develop these skills because you've been given an opportunity to develop these skills that a lot of people do not get. Something you've held tightly onto, and the Chariot feels like divine. It feels like fated for you to share this knowledge, to guide and to speak on it as well, rather than guarding it away with the Four of Pentacles. Your skills, your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, all of that. You've been on the right path just through living through it. Even acknowledging how you are different than others has allowed you to see two sides of the story at all times. You've been accepting of other people. You've been able to consider their circumstances, the factors involved in, I'm seeing that with like the two-faced wolf. It gives you a lot of strength in acceptance of others, even if you feel different or isolated from them. So what is coming for pile 3 as a result of how their life has been set up, the challenges they've been put through, and the skills that they contain because of it? We see the fated opportunity to share that experience or to share some element of it, whether it is directly or the way that you share or go about something is heavily supported by your strength from what you have been through. So what is coming for pile 3? We have the Ace of Cups, a new start with emotions, the Moon confirming that as well, a new start in home and emotions and finding a home within yourself, or even finding a home within others as well. If you were resonating with that lone wolf idea, feeling isolated in the pack, we see people coming together, and this time we see animals coming together, specifically howling at the moon together. You're teaching other people how to do this. That could be your first means of like really feeling like you're connecting with people because they see something in you, and once you get going about, you're excited about it, once you start talking about it, you're being asked about it, they see the passion you carry with it, and that is what attracts more to you to hear about your story. It really does feel like you're sharing your story, the World card. To the world, you're sharing your story to a lot of people. You're sharing the world is your story, is the cycles you've been through, and you're very admired and comfortable but strong in this energy as well. I think the whole message is you have been on the right path. The things you have been through have set you up to be where you are, and so you have been able to transform that pain, that judgment from others, the isolation, the negative experiences. You have transmuted all of it into something very powerful, very influential. It really stands out, the way that you go about it, the way that you lead in this dynamic and energy, the way that you teach and impact others. Can we get one more message for what this could look like before we move on to more messages within this pile? So for pile 3, what could they have in their future? The Empress. You could be starting a new project that will reach a lot of people. You could be I want to say like you are curating a specific community, a specific group. It's almost like you're a specific pack of people who have shared experience, shared lived experience, shared goals. The Empress feels like you are a very like motherly kind of figure within a group, and it is something that is stable, moving forward steadily, but that also requires a lot of nurturing. I really am thinking of like the phase of pregnancy with the Empress, so like a 9-month period, like about a year of like really buckling down, like existing but also thriving within your new thing. Like nothing greater than the normal challenge of like a new startup or whatever it is. Even if you're just like arranging like a book club is kind of what I'm thinking of, something like that, I was imagining like meeting in like a library and you were communicating like an activity, a discussion, a book club, maybe this is your own book, I don't know. Yeah, let's see, that's really promising. Okay, let's look for specific signs to look for and how will you be receiving communication going forward to let you know that you are on the right path. I'm sure you have a pretty good idea with all of this intuition and wisdom coming through, but how do your guides specifically like to communicate with you guys, pile 3? Okay. Final cards before we draw your oracle card for final guidance. How your guides communicate with you. The Star, 7 of Pentacles, the Emperor, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Okay, I'm going to pause. The first thing I want to say with the Star card, how they communicate with you, I think that that really confirmed for me that you do notice a lot of communication, you do pick up on a lot of it, you have the intuition. Perhaps the message, this speaks of using divination tools. 7 of Pentacles feels like maybe doing something the same way over and over and not necessarily seeing a change. So start using some specific divination tools. I see that too with 6 of Swords, moving to a better outcome by learning more skills. Getting more skilled with the Emperor is a message for you. I don't think you need more signs at this time. I think this is a push for you to bring into practice some divination tools. Think about getting intentional with what you want to attract, what you desire. Think about how you can manifest in a way that is best for you, whether it is like visualization, journaling, discovering the ways that work for you and focusing on using them as like daily structured routine to start. And I think that you will see them grow in abundance. I think that communication is going to level up with your guides, with the generosity, with the reciprocal energy I'm seeing here with 6 of Pentacles. So I think that we are waiting for the next kind of phase of communication. Maybe you're going to start getting like, you're going to get clairaudient messages, you're going to get clairvoyant messages, you're going to really level up in that sense. I think you have a lot of potential here that perhaps has not been nurtured because you have struggled to find that group, that pack that helps you do this. The King of Cups, final messages, the 9 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is a strong message of what can happen when the collaboration is taking place. You can really, really level up to the King of Cups and you can really, really follow a path that will take you to financial abundance, to stable physical abundance. Look at 7 of Pentacles making a jump up to leveling up to the 9 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is kind of average. We're working towards something. We're not necessarily seeing great leaps and bounds in its progress. The 9 of Pentacles is like you made it. You made the financial abundance that you wished for, that you only could have dreamed of to that point forward. And the way that you get there is a faded leveling up of your intuition, of your divination power, of your communication with your spiritual team, as well as connecting with a community, whether specifically related to spiritual aspects or other ways in which you are guiding and leading a group of people and you're developing your own pack. Yeah, these are beautiful messages. I have this card that I've been looking at, so I'm just gonna see what that says. Workaholic. There is a message in pile 2 about doing all of like the technical things to make something work, but really to some degree that is necessary and beneficial to progress, but to one degree it was better for them to kind of relax into a more authentic state when producing their work so that it wasn't so tight knit in how it is produced and the kind of box it needed to fit in. So if there's a way that you can release some pressure to like follow a specific format, but also adhere to it in the most basic way so that you're like meeting the requirement of whatever it is you're trying to put out there. Meet the basic requirement to satisfy like the average consumer, the average viewer. I don't know what it is, but don't so much focus on that. That is not what is going to bring you the success. You are going to bring the success, the energy that you bring. So don't get too caught up in the technical side of things at this time, and you will see that everything is going to pan out the way that it should. So your final guidance, pile 3. How will you offer your trust today? I am standing on sacred ground. This is what I trust right now. Trust, once again, huge in this message. It's all about trust. Whatever you're worried about, whatever you don't know how it is going to pan out, please trust. Continue to be you, and you will be supported. We have seen that you are actively supported, and you will be supported to a degree that you have never experienced yet very soon. So pile 3, I hope you enjoyed these messages. Please take some time to like the video, comment you came from pile 3, as well as subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you take the time to do those things. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do have that linked through my Etsy in the description of this video, so please check that out if you would like that. But with all of that being said, pile 3, I hope you have an amazing day. I wish you the best of luck in this situation. I know you're going to do great things, and I will see you in your next reading.